Polite English for Happy Hotel Guests. Introduction. Welcome to the wonderful world of making people feel good when they visit. Think of a place where everyone who comes feels special. A simple smile can make a big change. Every time you talk to someone, they should feel happy and looked after. This is the main idea of being a good host. Whether you work in a small hotel, on an exciting trip, or at a tasty restaurant, traveling is a fun adventure. For many people, seeing new places is a dream. Hotels, tours, and restaurants are like open arms for these travelers. They offer rest, help, and memories they won't forget. The first hello, the helpful advice you give, and the warm goodbye all help guests enjoy their trip. Today, people travel from all over the world. Many of these travelers can speak English even if it's not their first language. English is like a common language that helps people from different countries talk to each other. But just speaking the words isn't always enough. Sometimes, even when we use the same words, it can be a little hard to understand each other. This is where how we speak becomes very important. Using polite words, a friendly voice, and showing that you really want to help can make a big difference. It's like adding a secret spice that makes a good time a truly amazing time. This book will teach you how to use that secret spice. It will help you use English to give visitors from other countries a great experience and make them feel truly welcome. We call this special way of using English hospitality English. It's more than just knowing some sentences. It's about using words with kindness, respect, and a helpful feeling. Hospitality English means using words like please, thank you, and excuse me with a real smile. It means speaking clearly and offering help before anyone even asks. It's about knowing what a guest might need and showing that you care about them being comfortable and happy. When you use hospitality English, you're not just doing your job. You are creating a warm and friendly feeling that makes guests feel safe, understood, and important. This is the secret to making normal service into something special. It leads to happy guests who remember their visit with joy. In this book, we will look at easy ways to use hospitality English every day. You will learn simple sentences and helpful ideas for greeting guests, answering questions, taking requests, and even fixing problems in a nice way. We will talk about common things that happen and show you how to answer so that guests trust you and have good feelings. This book is for anyone who works in hotels, on tours, or in restaurants and wants to make visitors from other countries feel more comfortable and happy. Get ready to feel more sure of yourself and become a great example of hospitality. Let's start this journey together and learn how polite English can make guests the happiest. 1. The importance of politeness and hospitality. When you welcome someone to a hotel, it's like opening your home to a new friend. They are far from their own home, maybe in a place where they don't speak the language perfectly. This is where your kind words and friendly smile become very important. This is the main part of what we call hospitality English. It's not just about knowing words, it's about using those words to make people feel safe, happy, and respected. Think about arriving at a hotel after a long trip. You might be tired, a little unsure of where you are, and maybe a bit worried that things might not be quite right. In this moment, the first person you meet can make a big difference. If they greet you with a warm smile and a simple, "Welcome. How can I help you today?" you immediately feel a sense of relief. It tells you, you are safe here. We are here to take care of you. This polite greeting is the first step in building trust. It's like building a bridge between you and the hotel. Polite language is like a gentle hand that guides guests. It helps them feel comfortable and at ease, even if they are in a completely new place. When you use words like please, thank you, and excuse me, you are showing respect. You are telling the guest, I see you. I value you. This feeling of being valued is essential for making someone happy. Imagine a guest asking for directions. If you simply point and say, "That way," they might feel rushed or unimportant. But if you say, "Certainly, the elevators are just down this hall on your left. Would you like me to show you?" You've changed a simple direction into a helpful, kind action. This is hospitality English working. It makes a guest feel cared for, not just served. This politeness is especially important for guests who are not native English speakers. They might be worried about making mistakes or being misunderstood. When you speak to them with patience and politeness, you help to ease their worries. You create a space where they feel safe to talk, even if their English isn't perfect. Your polite attitude shows that you understand they are trying their best, and you are there to help them. It's about understanding that a friendly tone and gentle words can fix many possible problems before they even start. This way of acting helps to close the gap between different cultures and languages, making everyone feel more connected. Now, let's think about how politeness directly affects the guest's overall experience. A hotel is more than just a place to sleep. It's a place where people come to relax, to enjoy themselves, or to do business. Every interaction, no matter how small, adds to their memory of your hotel. A polite check-in, a helpful answer to a question, a friendly word from someone cleaning rooms. These small acts of kindness create a collection of good feelings. When guests leave feeling happy and well treated, they are much more likely to come back. They will also tell their friends and family about their wonderful stay. This is how politeness builds loyal customers. It's not just about the comfortable bed or the nice view. It's about the feeling of being welcomed and appreciated. On the other hand, what happens when politeness is missing? Even a small moment of rudeness can make everything else seem bad. Imagine a guest who has had a lovely stay, but then experiences a rude or dismissive interaction at the front desk when checking out. That one bad moment can ruin their whole impression of the hotel. They might not return, and they might even share their bad experience online. In today's world, a single bad review can be seen by many people. Therefore, politeness is not just a nice extra, it's a very important part of protecting the hotel's good name. It's about being professional and showing that you care about every guest's experience, from the moment they arrive until the moment they leave. Let's look closer at what true politeness means in hospitality. It's more than just learning set phrases. It's about a real attitude of helpfulness and respect. It means being patient when a guest is taking a long time to explain something. It means listening carefully to what they need and trying your best to give it to them. It means offering help before they even ask. For example, if you see a guest struggling with their bags, offering to help before they ask is a wonderful sign of politeness. It shows you are paying attention and you care. It's about thinking ahead about what they might need and acting with kindness. Think about the idea of different cultures. What might be seen as polite in one country could be different in another. However, there are some ways of showing respect that most people understand. A warm smile, speaking clearly and gently, and being willing to help are recognized and appreciated in most parts of the world. When you use polite English, you are using a language that is understood as friendly and respectful in most places. It's a safe and good way to connect with guests from different backgrounds. Your goal is to make them feel comfortable, and polite language is your strongest tool for doing this. Think about how politeness affects the hotel's image. When guests experience service that is always polite, they connect that politeness with the hotel itself. They see the staff as professional, caring, and dedicated to providing excellent service. This builds a strong, good image for the hotel. It tells people thinking about staying there that this is a place where they will be treated well. On the other hand, if guests meet staff who are not polite, they will remember that. They will tell others. This can lead to a damaged reputation, making it harder to get new guests. In the hotel business, reputation is everything, and politeness is a key part of a good reputation. So to put it simply, politeness is not just about good manners, it is the very base of successful hospitality. It builds trust, makes guests feel comfortable and valued, and creates good experiences that lead to them returning. It helps to connect different cultures and ensures that guests feel respected, no matter where they come from. Also, being consistently polite makes the hotel look good, improving its professional image and reputation. It is the unseen thread that ties together all the parts of a great stay, turning a simple visit into a memorable and happy event. Understanding why politeness is so important is the first step. Now, let's move on to the practical tools and phrases that will help you become skilled at using polite English in every guest interaction. 2. How to be friendly and welcoming. Making someone feel truly welcome is like opening your heart and home to them. It's more than just saying hello. It's about showing them, with your words and your actions, that you are happy they are here. In a hotel, this feeling starts the moment a guest arrives. It's the first impression, and it matters a great deal. This is where hospitality English shines, helping you to be not just polite, but genuinely friendly and welcoming. Think about a time you arrived somewhere new, perhaps feeling a little tired from traveling. What made you feel better? Often, it's a warm smile, a kind word, or someone who seems genuinely pleased to see you. That's what we want to create for our guests. The power of a genuine smile and eye contact before you even say a word. Your face and eyes can communicate volumes. A smile is a universal language. It tells people, I am friendly, I am approachable, and I am happy to help. When you greet a guest, try to make eye contact. This shows you are paying attention to them, not just looking past them. It makes them feel seen and important. Imagine a guest walking into the lobby. If you are standing at the reception desk and you look up, meet their eyes, and offer a soft smile, they will immediately feel more at ease. It's a small gesture, but it has a big impact. This simple act can turn a potentially anxious arrival into a comfortable one. When you smile, you can add a simple, warm greeting. Something like, welcome, good morning, or afternoon, evening, depending on the time, hello. These phrases, when said with a friendly tone and a smile, are very powerful. They are the first steps in making someone feel at home. Even if you are busy, taking a moment to acknowledge a guest with a smile and a brief greeting shows you care about their arrival. It's a key part of hospitality English, using your whole self, not just your words, to make guests feel good. Using welcoming greetings and phrases once you've made that initial connection with a smile, your words become even more important. We have many ways to greet guests that are both polite and friendly. The goal is to make them feel special and cared for. When a guest arrives at the hotel, especially at the check-in desk, a warm welcome is essential. Here are some phrases that work very well. Welcome to hotel name. This is a classic and always effective. It clearly states where they are and extends a warm welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. This phrase expresses genuine happiness that they chose your hotel. It makes guests feel valued. Good morning, afternoon, evening. How may I help you today? This is a polite and direct way to start assisting them. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. This is a little more informal but very warm and friendly. If you know the guest's name, using it can make them feel even more personally welcomed. For example, after they have checked in and you are handing them their key card, you could say, here is your key card, Mr. MS. Guest's last name. We hope you have a wonderful stay. Enjoy your room. Guest's first name. Use their first name if it feels appropriate and you are sure it's okay. Sometimes using the last name is safer. It's not just at check-in. When you see a guest in the hallway, in the restaurant, or by the elevator, a friendly greeting makes a difference. A simple good morning or hello with a smile can brighten their day and remind them that the hotel staff is attentive and friendly. Sometimes, guests might look a little lost or unsure. In these moments, offering help proactively is a wonderful way to be welcoming. Instead of waiting for them to ask, you can say, "Can I help you find something? Is there anything I can assist you with? Do you need any help?" These phrases show that you are observant and ready to help, which is a core part of hospitality English. It's about anticipating needs and making guests feel supported. Active listening and showing you care, being welcoming, isn't just about what you say when you greet someone. It's also about how you listen when they speak to you. When a guest has a question or a request, truly listening to them is a vital part of making them feel cared for. It shows respect and that you value their needs. Active listening means paying full attention. Put down what you are doing, make eye contact, and focus on their words. Nodding your head slightly can also show you are engaged. After they have spoken, it's helpful to confirm you understood them correctly. This is where phrases like these come in handy. "I understand. So, you would like to know about certainly. You're looking for directions to the nearest train station, is that right? Let me see what I can do for you. So, you need an extra pillow for your room?" Repeating back what you heard in your own words, or asking a clarifying question, ensures you both are on the same page. This prevents misunderstandings and shows the guests that you are taking their request seriously. It's this careful attention that makes guests feel truly looked after. When a guest has a problem, listening with empathy is key. Even if you cannot solve the problem immediately, showing that you understand their frustration can make a big difference. Phrases like, "I'm sorry to hear that. I can understand why you would be concerned." These phrases, combined with a sincere tone, communicate care. They are simple, but effective tools in hospitality English, helping to de-escalate difficult situations and build trust. Offering assistance proactively, a truly welcoming environment is one where guests feel that their needs are anticipated. Being proactive means offering help before the guest even has to ask. This demonstrates a high level of service and makes guests feel especially valued. It's like saying, "We're thinking about you and want to make your stay as easy and enjoyable as possible." Think about common guest needs. When someone arrives with luggage, offering to help is a natural and welcoming gesture. "Can I help you with your luggage? Would you like assistance with your bags?" If a guest looks at a map or seems unsure about where to go, you can offer guidance. "Would you like a map of the area? Do you need directions to local attraction? For example, the museum, the beach? Can I help you plan your day?" These offers are not just about providing information, they are about showing that you are invested in their comfort and enjoyment. It's about going the extra mile, which is a hallmark of excellent hospitality English. When guests are checking out, you can also be proactive. "Do you need help arranging a taxi to the airport? Have you enjoyed your stay with us?" This opens the door for them to share feedback and shows you care about their experience. This proactive approach transforms service from a transaction into a relationship. It makes guests feel cherished and well cared for, encouraging them to return and recommend your hotel to others. Analytical depth and insight. Differentiating polite vs. friendly English. Now, let's think a bit deeper. What's the real difference between just being polite and being genuinely friendly? Politeness is about following rules of good behavior. It's saying please and thank you. Friendly English goes a step further. It adds warmth, enthusiasm, and a personal touch. For guests from different countries, this difference can be very important. Some cultures are very direct, while others are more indirect. Some cultures show emotion openly, while others are more reserved. Hospitality English tries to bridge these differences by focusing on universal signs of warmth. How to differentiate. Tone of voice. A polite greeting might be said in a neutral tone. A friendly greeting is said with a slightly higher pitch, a warmer sound, and a smile in your voice. Even if you say good morning, the way you say it changes everything. Word choice. Well, may I help you? Is polite. How can I make your stay wonderful today? Is friendlier. It's a bit more enthusiastic and focused on the guest's positive experience. Adding personal touches. Using the guest's name when appropriate is a personal touch. Offering a small, genuine compliment, like "that's a lovely scarf," can also create a friendly connection, but this needs to be done with care and sincerity. Enthusiasm. When you are genuinely happy to help, it shows. This enthusiasm is contagious and makes guests feel more comfortable. If a guest asks about a local restaurant, a polite answer might be "it's on Elm Street." A friendly answer could be, "Oh, yes, that's a fantastic place. You'll love their mention a popular dish. It's just a short walk from here and I can give you directions." The key is sincerity. Guests can often tell if you were just saying words, or if you truly mean them. Hospitality English encourages you to find that genuine warmth within yourself and express it through your language. It's about making the guest feel like an individual, not just another room number. Analytical depth and insight. Navigating cultural misunderstandings. It's also important to remember that what seems friendly in one culture might be interpreted differently in another. This is where understanding the nuances of hospitality English becomes crucial. For example, in some Western cultures, direct eye contact and a broad smile are seen as very friendly. However, in some Asian cultures, prolonged direct eye contact might be seen as disrespectful, especially when speaking to someone in a position of authority. Similarly, a very loud or overly enthusiastic greeting might be perceived as intrusive in some cultures. How can staff adapt? Observe and mirror gently. Pay attention to the guest's body language and tone. If they are more reserved, you can be a little more reserved too, while still maintaining warmth. You don't need to change your entire personality, but a slight adjustment can make a big difference. Keep it simple and clear. When in doubt, stick to clear, simple, and universally understood polite phrases. Welcome, thank you, how can I help you? Are safe and effective everywhere. Focus on actions. Sometimes, actions speak louder than words. Helping with luggage, ensuring their room is clean and comfortable, and providing prompt service are all ways to show you care, regardless of cultural background. Be patient and understanding. If a guest seems confused by your greeting or your language, don't get discouraged. Simply repeat yourself clearly, perhaps using different, simpler words. A patient and understanding attitude is always welcoming. Avoid assumptions. Don't assume that all guests from a certain country will behave in the same way. Every individual is different. Treat each guest as a unique person. The goal of hospitality English is not to become an expert in every culture, but to develop a sensitive and adaptable approach. It's about using your English to communicate respect, kindness, and a genuine desire to make their stay pleasant. By focusing on clear communication, sincere warmth, and a willingness to help, you can overcome potential cultural barriers and ensure every guest feels truly welcomed. When guests feel that initial warmth and know they can rely on your helpfulness, their entire experience at the hotel is elevated. They feel safe, comfortable, and valued. This positive feeling is what we aim for, and it all starts with being friendly and welcoming. Once guests feel warmly welcomed, Their next interaction often involves seeking information or making requests. The following section will explore how to handle these common inquiries with the same friendly and helpful spirit, ensuring a seamless and positive experience throughout their stay. 3. Improving guest experience with good service. When a guest comes into a hotel, they bring more than just bags. They bring hopes for a good rest and a wish to feel welcome and looked after. Our job is to meet these needs not just with a clean room, but with a kind heart and a friendly voice. This is where hospitality English is special. It makes a simple visit into a happy memory, turning a visitor into a pleased guest. Think about it. A guest might be tired from a long trip, may be a bit unsure in a new place. The first words they hear can set how they feel for their whole stay. Imagine arriving and hearing a real smile and a clear, nice voice say, "Welcome to our hotel. We are very happy you are here. My name is your name. May I please see your booking?" This is not just asking for papers. It is a warm welcome. The words welcome and happy to have you show kindness. Giving your name makes it personal. Asking may I see is much softer and more polite than telling someone what to do. This small talk, using hospitality English, makes the guest feel safe and good right away. It tells them you matter to us. This warm feeling lasts longer than just the first hello. It is about making guests feel relaxed and like they belong. Guests want more than just a bed. They want a safe place to rest and feel a little special. Our words help build this. When we say, "Please, make yourself comfortable," or "Is there anything at all I can do to help you get settled?" we are inviting them to relax and feel at home. These simple sentences, said in a friendly way, show we care and are paying attention. They show we are not just doing a job, but truly want them to be well. See the difference between a guest who looks lost and one who is helped kindly. If a guest is near the front desk, maybe looking at a map with a confused look, we might wait for them to ask for help. But true hospitality English means we should help first. A soft approach and a question like, "Excuse me, may I help you find something?" Or "Are you looking for the dining room or maybe the way to your room?" can change everything. This shows we notice and are ready to help before they even ask. It stops them from feeling upset and shows we care about their comfort. Using "May I help you?" is a good example of polite words. It is a question, not a command, and it offers help without being pushy. This helpful way of acting is key to good service. It means thinking ahead about what guests might need. For example, if a guest is leaving and says they have a flight, we can do more. Instead of just saying, "Thank you, goodbye," we can offer, "I hope you had a nice day. Would you like us to get a taxi for you to the airport?" This shows we listened and are thinking about their trip. Or, if a guest is going back to their room and it is raining, a simple offer like, "It looks like it's starting to rain. Would you like an umbrella?" can be very helpful. These small acts, said with polite and helpful words, show we care a lot and notice details. They make guests feel truly cared for, not just like another person. Of course, even in the best hotels, things don't always go perfectly. A guest might not like their room, or something they asked for might not be there. In these times, how we talk is very important. This is where hospitality English goes from being polite to being skilled at fixing problems. When a guest tells us about a problem, we should always listen closely and show we understand. Phrases like, "I understand you are having trouble with," or "I am very sorry to hear that," are very important. They show we feel for them and understand their feelings. After showing we understand, it is important to say sorry. A simple "I apologize for the trouble" can help a lot. It does not mean we did something wrong, but that we are sorry for any discomfort they are having. Then we must offer a fix. If a guest says, "I don't like the view from my room," A bad answer would be, "That is the room you booked." A much better answer, using hospitality English, would be, "I am very sorry the view is not to your liking. Let me see if we have another room that might be better for you. Would you like me to check?" This answer shows we heard them, says sorry, and offers a solution right away. It means working with the guest to find a good result. Also, if a guest asks for something we don't have, our words are key. Instead of a short "we don't have that," we can say, "I am very sorry, we have just run out of that right now. Would you like to try another idea? I can also ask our manager if we can get it for you tomorrow, if that would be helpful." This way is much better. It shows regret, offers something else right away, and shows we want to do extra. It turns a possible bad feeling into a chance to show great service. One of the best ways to make a guest feel special is to make things personal. In a world where many talks feel the same, remembering a guest's name and a small detail about what they like can create a strong feeling. This is where hospitality English truly makes the guest's visit better. Imagine a guest coming back to the breakfast room. If a staff member greets them with, "Good morning, Mr. David. I hope you slept well. Would you like your usual coffee today?" This is much better than a general "good morning." Using their name, asking about their sleep, and remembering they like coffee makes Mr. David feel noticed and important. It shows we are paying attention and he is not just one of many people. This personal touch does not have to be hard. It can be as simple as remembering a guest asked for an extra pillow last night and having it in their room before they ask. Or, if a guest said they were celebrating something special, a small gift like a card or a free dessert can be very nice. The words used with these gifts are important. A simple, "We heard you were celebrating, and we wanted to wish you a very happy anniversary," said with a smile, can make the day even better. These personal touches, made possible by thoughtful words, create good memories that guests will keep. They help guests come back again. The effect of always giving good service, using polite and helpful hospitality English, lasts longer than one visit. It builds the hotel's good name. Happy guests are more likely to write good reviews online, tell friends and family, and come back again. Today, one good review can bring many new guests, while a bad one can scare them away. So, every talk, every word spoken, helps the hotel do well. Let's think about the language tools that help us do this. Words like could and would are very useful to make requests and offers softer. Instead of saying, "Give me your room number," we say, "Could you please tell me your room number?" Instead of "I will get you a towel," we say, "I would be happy to get you a towel." These small changes make our words sound less like demands and more like help. Phrases like "if you don't mind, please," and "thank you" are the base of polite talks. Using them often shows respect and care. Also, how we ask questions can make a big difference. Questions that let people talk more help guests say what they need more fully. For example, instead of asking, "Do you need anything?" which often gets a no, asking, "Is there anything else I can help you with to make your stay more comfortable?" invites a longer answer. This helps guests say if there is something specific they need or want. The reason for focusing on language is simple. It is about creating a feeling. Guests remember how they felt during their stay. Did they feel ignored, or did they feel valued? Did they feel like just one of many, or did they feel like a welcome person? The language we use directly affects these feelings. When we speak with kindness, clarity, and a real wish to help, we create a place where guests feel safe, respected, and happy. This good feeling is what makes great service and makes them want to return. It is the heart of hospitality English, using language not just to share facts, but to show care and create good feelings. In short, Making guests feel very well cared for comes from using hospitality English well. It is about going beyond what is needed for a hotel stay to actively create a place of warmth, attention, and real care. By using polite greetings, thinking ahead about needs, handling problems with grace, and making talks personal, we can make sure every guest leaves feeling not just happy, but truly pleased. This focus on thoughtful talking is what makes a good hotel a great one, building loyalty and making sure guests want to come back again and again. This focus on making guests feel very well looked after leads us to think about how we can make their visit even better. Once we have made them feel welcome and comfortable, the next step is to give them the information they need to enjoy their visit the most. This is where giving them helpful information and suggestions becomes very important, making sure their visit is not just nice, but also useful and memorable. 4. Communicating with international visitors. When you welcome someone to a hotel, a tour, or a restaurant, you are opening a door to a new experience for them. Many of these wonderful visitors will be traveling from countries where English is not spoken every day. This is where our special way of using English, which we call hospitality English, becomes so important. It's more than just speaking words. It's about making people feel seen, heard, and truly welcome. It's about using our language to show we care and want them to have a happy time. Imagine a guest, perhaps named Mrs. Anya Sharma, arriving at the hotel reception. She looks a little tired from her long journey, and her smile is gentle. She approaches the desk, and you greet her warmly. But when she tries to explain something about her reservation, her words come out a little slowly, and you notice a slight hesitation. This is a moment where hospitality English shines. It's not about knowing every language in the world. It's about knowing how to use the English you have to bridge any gaps and make her feel comfortable. The importance of clear and simple language. Our first step in communicating with international visitors is to make sure our English is as clear and easy to understand as possible. Think of it like building a bridge. We want that bridge to be strong and steady, with no wobbly planks or confusing signs. Why is this so important? Because for many guests, English is a second or even third language. They are trying their best to understand us, and if we use words that are too complicated or speak too quickly, it can make them feel lost and stressed. And we want them to feel relaxed and happy, not stressed. So, what does clear and simple language really mean? It means choosing words that are common and easy. Instead of saying, "Kindly proceed to the amenities area for refreshments," we can say, "Please go to the lounge for drinks and snacks." See the difference? One is a bit formal and uses words not everyone knows, while the other is direct and uses everyday words. It also means speaking at a moderate pace. When we speak too fast, our words can blur together and it's hard for anyone to catch them, especially if they are concentrating hard on understanding. Imagine trying to catch raindrops in a tiny cup. If they fall too fast, you miss most of them. Speaking a little slower, with clear pauses between sentences, gives our guests time to listen, understand, and think about what we've said. And when we speak, we should try to pronounce our words clearly. This doesn't mean speaking unnaturally, but just making sure each sound is distinct. This helps guests who might be used to different accents or pronunciations of English. Most importantly, we need to be patient. When a guest is trying to explain something and they are searching for the right English words, it's crucial to give them that time. Don't rush them. A patient smile and a nod can communicate so much more than impatience. It tells them, "I am here for you and I will wait." This patience is a cornerstone of hospitality English. Think about Mrs. Sharma again. If you speak to her slowly and clearly, using simple words, she will feel much more confident. She will feel that you are trying to help her, not just trying to finish a task. This simple act of clear communication builds trust right from the start. Active listening and showing understanding communicating is a two-way street. It's not just about what we say, but also about how we listen. When a guest is speaking, especially if they are finding it difficult, we need to show them that we are truly listening. This is called active listening. How do we do this? It's in the small things. When Mrs. Sharma is speaking, you can nod your head gently. This shows you are following her words. You can also make eye contact, not in a staring way, but in a friendly, engaged way. This tells her, I'm paying attention to you. Using small verbal cues can also make a big difference. Phrases like I see, aha, or okay show that you are engaged. They are like little signals that say, I'm with you. They don't interrupt her flow, but confirm that you are listening. One of the most powerful ways to show understanding is to confirm what the guest has said. This is called paraphrasing. It means repeating what you heard them say, but in your own words, to make sure you understood correctly. For example, if Mrs. Sharma is asking for directions to a restaurant, she might say, I want to find a place with good fish, not too expensive. You could then respond, so, you are looking for a restaurant that serves delicious fish and is reasonably priced, is that right? This simple question does two wonderful things. First, it ensures you have understood her request perfectly. You won't send her to a fancy steakhouse if she wanted a casual seafood place. Second, it makes Mrs. Sharma feel heard and valued. She knows that you took the time to understand her specific needs. This is a beautiful example of hospitality English in action. It's about clarity and care. Beyond words, our body language speaks volumes. A warm smile is a universal language of welcome. Standing with open posture, not crossing your arms, shows you are approachable and ready to help. These nonverbal cues are just as important as the words we use. They create a feeling of warmth and attentiveness that makes guests feel truly comfortable. Imagine Mrs. Sharma explaining she needs a quiet room. If you are nodding, smiling, and then say, so, you would prefer a room away from the main street, perhaps on a higher floor, to ensure peace and quiet, correct? She will feel understood and relieved. You've not only listened but confirmed her need, making her feel secure and well cared for. Adapting communication styles. We all come from different backgrounds, and this means we sometimes have different ways of talking and interacting. Some cultures are very direct, saying exactly what they mean. Others are more indirect, preferring to hint at things or use softer language. This is where being aware and adaptable in our communication becomes important. We don't need to be experts on every culture, but a general understanding that people communicate differently can help us avoid misunderstandings. For instance, if a guest from a more indirect culture says, "It is a little warm in here," they might actually mean, "It is very hot, and I would like the air conditioning turned up." If we only hear a little warm, we might not take action. Instead of guessing, a polite way to handle this is to ask a clarifying question. This is not about questioning the guest, but about gently seeking more information so you can help them better. You could say, "Thank you for letting me know. Could you please tell me a little more about what you need regarding the temperature?" Or, if they seem hesitant to ask for something directly, you could offer options. Would you prefer the room to be cooler or perhaps warmer? This approach shows sensitivity. It acknowledges that their comfort is your priority, and you are willing to work with them to achieve it. It's about being flexible and meeting them where they are. This is a subtle but powerful aspect of hospitality English. It's about understanding that politeness can sometimes mean adapting our own style to make the other person feel more at ease. For example, if a guest is trying to book a tour and seems hesitant about the price, instead of saying, "The price is fixed," you could say, "We have a few different tour options available. Would you like to hear about them? Perhaps one might suit your budget better." This opens the door for discussion without making the guest feel awkward about their financial concerns. Handling language barriers with grace sometimes, despite our best efforts, there are moments when the language barrier feels like a wall. A guest might speak very little English, or we might struggle to understand their accent. In these moments, it is absolutely vital to remain calm, patient, and empathetic. Frustration is never the answer. It only makes the guest feel worse and more anxious. What can we do? We have many tools at our disposal. If a guest is trying to describe something and words are failing them, we can use visual aids. Pointing to pictures on a menu, showing them a map, or even drawing a simple diagram can be incredibly effective. Gestures can also help. A smile and a pointing finger or a thumbs up to indicate approval. Translation apps on phones or tablets can be a lifesaver. You can type a message in your language and it will translate it for the guest and vice versa. It's important to use these tools with a smile and as a helpful resource, not as a barrier to personal interaction. Remember Mrs. Sharma? Perhaps she needs to explain a specific dietary requirement. If she is struggling, you could show her the menu and point to pictures of dishes. You could also use a translation app to ask, "Are there any foods you cannot eat?" and then show her the ingredients list for different dishes. The key here is to convey that you are still committed to helping her. Even if you can't understand every word, you can show through your actions and your expression that you are trying your very best. Your calm demeanor and persistent effort will be deeply appreciated. And if you are truly stuck, don't hesitate to ask for help from a colleague. Many hotels and restaurants have staff who speak different languages. It's a sign of good teamwork and a commitment to guest service to seek assistance when needed. Saying, "Please excuse me for a moment, I will get my colleague who might be able to help us better," is a perfectly acceptable and professional response. What are 3 common misunderstandings that can arise when communicating with international visitors, and how can polite English prevent them? One common misunderstanding is about times and appointments. A guest might say, "I will meet you at 8, and you might assume they mean 8 a.m. when they actually meant 8 p.m. Or they might say, "Can I have a late checkout?" And you might not clarify how late. Polite English helps here. Instead of just saying okay, you can confirm, "So, you would like to check out at 8 p.m., is that correct?" Or, "You would like a late checkout. How late would that be for you?" This simple confirmation prevents confusion about schedules. Another frequent issue is with requests for specific services or items. A guest might ask for something hot to drink and mean tea, while you might think of hot chocolate. Or they might ask for a quiet room, and you need to know if they mean away from the street, away from the elevator, or away from noisy neighbors. Polite English helps by asking for more detail. You can say certainly. What kind of hot drink would you prefer? Tea, coffee, or something else? And for the room, when you say a quiet room, do you mean away from the street noise, or perhaps a room on a higher floor? This detailed questioning ensures you meet their exact needs. A third area for misunderstanding is around directions and locations. A guest might ask, "Where is the nearest place to get money?" And you might point them to a bank when they actually need an ATM. Or they might ask for the city center and you need to know if they mean the historical center, the shopping district, or the main business area. Polite English can clarify this. When you say get money, Do you mean an ATM for cash or a bank? To speak with someone? And for directions, the city center has a few different parts. Are you looking for the old historical area or the main shopping streets? These clarifying questions, delivered with a friendly tone, ensure you provide the most helpful information. How can a staff member demonstrate genuine empathy and attentiveness when a guest is struggling to express themselves in English? Demonstrating empathy and attentiveness when a guest is struggling is about making them feel supported, not judged. It starts with your expression. A warm, understanding smile and a relaxed, open posture are crucial. Avoid any sign of impatience, like looking at your watch or sighing. Then comes your verbal response. Instead of interrupting or finishing their sentences for them, which can sometimes feel condescending, use gentle prompts. Phrases like, conclusion. This book started with a simple thought. Being polite and friendly in English is very important for people who work in hotels, with tours, and in restaurants. It is the best way to make visitors from other countries have a great time and feel truly welcome. In the past parts of this book, we learned many ways to use this special kind of English, which we call hospitality English. Now, at the end, we will look back at what we learned, see how good talking to people helps, and hope you keep using these skills to make every guest's visit a happy one. Hospitality English is not just about knowing the right words. It is a special way of talking that shows you care, you are ready to help, and you want your guests to feel good and important. It is built on being polite, friendly, helpful, and really wanting to serve. As we saw, using this kind of language is the best way to create a great experience. It is what changes a normal talk into a good memory for someone visiting from another country. When you use these skills, you make guests feel welcome, understood, and cared for. This is the most important part of being a good host. We talked about welcoming guests at the front desk, helping them find their way, taking their food orders with a smile, and making sure they have a good and happy stay. By learning hospitality English well, you are not just doing your job, you are helping people from different places understand each other, making good first thoughts about your place, and helping your hotel, tour, or restaurant do well. Think of politeness like a small stone dropped in water. A kind word or a helpful action can spread out, making the guest's whole visit better and even changing how they think about the place. A guest who feels truly welcome will likely come back, tell others about your place, and write good things about it. When you talk clearly and politely, you build trust. Guests feel sure that you are dependable and that you will help them. This connection is very important for a smooth and happy visit. Using hospitality English also makes your job more enjoyable. When guests are happy and thankful, it makes the workplace better and less stressful for everyone. While we focused on English, remember that understanding and respecting different cultures can help you connect even better with guests. Being polite is understood everywhere, but knowing how to show it in the right way for different guests is a very useful skill. Now you have a set of hospitality English phrases and ways to talk. Remember that practicing is key. The more you use these skills, the more natural and good they will become. We hope you will use hospitality English every day. Be the person who makes a difference, who turns a normal talk into a special one. Be someone who helps guests be happy. The world of welcoming guests is always changing, and so is how we talk. Keep watching, keep listening, and keep getting better at your skills. Every guest is a chance to practice and improve. Thank you for being with us on this journey. We wish you the very best in creating wonderful times for your guests, one polite talk at a time. We hope your guests always leave with a smile.